I'm gonna give you the best powerlifting accessories ranked, and we're gonna start right now. One of the biggest factors around deadlifting 700 plus pounds and even being around someone like Dave Tate is that it's fun to pick a world-class legend's brain and to see what are his best accessories? What did he think? And then even talking to someone like Adam Stuyvesant, whose daughter has deadlifted 410 as a sophomore in high school, we can see what movements they would like to pick. And that's gonna take us to that first key accessory. Okay, so that first key accessory, we're gonna look at this. It's going to be a seated good morning. And I think that this is one of those all-time classic powerlifter accessories. And we're gonna use a safety squat bar. You can use a normal standard bar as well. We're gonna demonstrate this and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit, okay? So we're gonna look at, I'm gonna do this with a rounded back and I'm gonna sit through an arch at the top. Now, I'm gonna get set. Oh, I'm gonna come down and back up. One more. So that's one way that we can do a good morning. And in this case, it's going to be seated. So this will be the second accessory. Will be walking safety squat bar to a good morning sideways walk to get the, I really gotta train that spinal engine right now. Spinal engine training is going on. Now, one way that I do think you can maybe make the good morning that's seated a little bit better, or at least you can find target spots with athletes. Some athletes might struggle in the lockout, and that's where I do think a lockout of a deadlift. And some athletes, I even believe, have issues with their strength if they're coming out of the hole like mid-range on a back squat. And then even some weightlifters struggle on the finish, and this movement can help improve that quite a bit. So this is going to be from a dead stop position here. Ooh, come through, okay, here. Okay, so in that case, I'm thinking about pushing through my whole foot. I did come up on my toes a little bit early on, which is okay, but I would rather go through the full midfoot and then have my hips fire through rapidly as I extend and squeeze those glutes. Okay, so this is one way to do a dead stop good morning. Both the dead stop and the seated good morning are great exercises, but I would say that they are B tier. Next accessory, this is gonna be another tricep-based movement. I like this a little bit better because it's gonna be overhead. Now, it's pretty freaking wild. So we're gonna get set, straight here, okay? And I wanna put my ring fingers almost right on the knurling. I'm gonna bring this down, okay? I'm gonna come to the top of my head and I'm gonna press. I wanna get set a little bit better because that's where it hurts my right elbow. I'm gonna go here, top of the head, back, top of the head, press. Down, top of the head, back, top of the head, press. Down to the top of the head, back, top of the head, press. So, it reminds me, this is a Paul Dix press, a Paul Dix overhead press. It reminds me of a tel extension, but we're standing. And I love tel extensions, okay, because we're targeting the three heads, all three heads of the tricep. That's also why I like this. Now, the other reason why I like this is because it's in an overhead position. So your tricep will be lit up a little bit more to recruit more high threshold motor units. So in that case, I genuinely like this. The only issue that I personally have is that I struggle to get it back deeper behind my head. I can get decently there, but not as deep as I would prefer. So with that being said, I still would rank this A tier because it absolutely slaughters your tricep. It's going to lead to a really good lockout, good stability in the shoulder, and I think it transfers really, really well. And a lot of us could add this into our program and try this today. So Paul Dix overhead press, A tier. Okay, so these last two exercises are two accessories that, along with that dumbbell chest row or the barbell chest row, that we use a lot inside of peak strength. Now, I believe I'm gonna give this away. It's gonna be A tier, but I'm not gonna give away both of them with the exercises just yet. The first one, and I like to pair these, I wanna think about rounding arch, okay? Round arch, okay? And I wanna think about pushing my gut into the plate. So I want to push that gut and use my trunk effectively. So this is going to be a reverse hyper. And don't leave just yet, because I want to show you what I love to pair this with. So I really want to think about arching as well as possible. One thing Dave Tate brought up is that even in our conversation, how oftentimes if powerlifters are poorly trained, they're just super posterior dominant and they have really weak abs, or they have something on the frontal aspect that is just going to be weak. And that's where the next accessory is going to come into play. So we're gonna hit this reverse hyper. We could do this for 10 to 17 reps. We can get really, really heavy. We could be light, but focus on arching, squeezing your glutes, keeping the ankle in a dorsiflex position, okay? Here. Feels good. You're gonna get a nice back pump. Now, I like to pair these with another movement that's gonna help me be more mobile and strengthen my core. So the last exercise now, we're gonna pair with reverse hypers, and we're gonna do hanging knee raise, okay? So we're gonna go here, minimal swinging, okay? Oh yeah. And I want you to feel your abs and almost hold this hollow position and then squeeze with the hips. Now, if you get really good at these, you can use a plate where you hold it on your toes. You can use a dumbbell where you put that in there. Anything along those lines. And then what the big factor here is that when you do these accessories here, this ab accessory with reverse hyper, you're gonna feel that reverse hyper even more. So they sort of work synergistically to help strengthen your overall pull, your overall back squat, your overall bench. If you need help with your programming, go into peak strength and select that you wanna train for powerlifting. Because remember, freaks, if you wanna become a champion, you've always gotta cultivate your power. Peace.